around right now standing in here. Never used to bother me because, just went down the trail of just stayed on the hardwood floor and all the garbage that got pushed to the side, walk to my desk, walk out the door. Never had to deal with this amount of stuff. And I'm really have to take my time with this because I really just don't know where to go. But let's move forward. We have this wall now to take down. This is a painting I did with my daughter. So for a time, I think she was around 2, she was really into painting. And what I would do is she would paint, and then when she gets to the point, I would stop her, and then I would paint. If I see something she's painted, then I kind of accentuate that. So with this, you see the skull? Here's the eye, here's the teeth, here's the eye socket, here's the skull, here's the nose, the div for the nose. So all I did was kind of accentuate it with the black. And then if you see up here, nostril, nose, eyes, and it's hard to make out, but do you notice the woman? So thigh, breast, shoulder, and then kind of bleeds into the other one. So I kept this one. Okay, there's a lot of stuff here. This seems to be the easiest one. So again, this is called the timing belt. That's what I have written here. And it's all kind of connected, so I'm pulling this apart. And they're not separate pieces, they kind of bleed into each other. So, I'll show you this one. So I have this on my website. This was so it's all connected, right? All this shit, this was like trying to capture the magnetism that occurred in the moment, and then capturing that. That was the rating system, that's what it was all about. So I called this the Tuchito Pterodime. Like paradigm, but pterodime. So it's bigger than a paradigm. Plus phonetically it works. Okay. So you remember the pyramid from the previous video? Here's the top-down view, and then these are the axes. And so again, so depending which way you're looking at, so the green one, see the arrow? Love, respect, forgive. 3 things. That's my tritone, let's say. And if you look at the other way, see the red? accept, be, and know. So that's the opposing, and these spin. The idea is that it's spilling the magnetism on two different poles and feeding the conscious units. And then the bands, those are in itself. Uh, it would have been magnificent. Okay. This is nuts. So I can't remember how many years ago, sleeping, and I was dreaming. I was in a barn, and I climbed out the barn, and I get into the barn, and on the platform is Justin Bieber singing in front of a crowd. And the song he was singing, it's like, wow, this is really catchy. And I woke up, I started writing it down, the lyrics. I've never had this before, and I still remember how to sing it. It's a really great song. I don't know. All I know is that I could kind of still make it out of my head. But here's the lyrics. I woke up everyone in the house and I sang it to my wife. Obviously, I can't sing or play instrument. But hopefully, maybe one day my daughter or son will learn how to play the guitar, and maybe I could try and work out something. I did this at work. So it's kind of like, when you sit, you're standing in the lake, and then the boat comes by and the wake comes. So it starts to be flat, but then it starts to come up and then expose more of your body, and it comes up, it comes to your neck, then expose your belly, then up and expose your belly. Well, I think this is loosely based off of this, obviously. It's how it washes your mind. And that's it. Your confidence determines your height, how high you can rise above the waves. Your confidence. I remember that now. I remember that. I have it in my books. I have it in the second book, I think. I used to work. See all the values? This is the rating system. This was an earlier rendition of it. I kind of simplify it in the next one. But, just look at it. I'm late. I'd be up so late and so early working on this stuff. For this one, I want to bring you a little closer because I don't want to dismantle it piece by piece. I want to So I was reading this book called The Music Instinct by Philip Ball. Fascinating. It's musicology or music theory. I read the third chapter like a dozen times because I was really getting the hang of the theory side of it. I mean, not the practical, but so the thought is, here's mind to mind. The person playing the piano here, the inverse occurs in the person listening. And I think this imbalance, let's say, is because you don't know what's going to occur, and when it does occur, the origin of that elation is due to the inverse. The elation occupies the inverse of the person playing the piano, the inspiration behind what he's playing. Somehow, that's what I think, because that's how it is. So imagine I mapped the rating system to the piano because I really wanted. Actually, it looks like fingers. You can't see close enough. There's not a thumb, but I mapped everything to the piano, and then based on everything I've said before that I've carried over. See how it all links in one singular moment? There's a crossover, a handshake. So if I point to here, the inverse would be here. And it's the idea of, I keep forgetting, I can't remember what it is, but basically when you have a violin string, or say guitar string, and you pluck it, without any touching the string, you just leave it alone, pluck it, that's a fundamental. Now, when you place your finger and you press down on it, say 50%, right half a pin, you pluck one side, and you pluck the other side, they'll sound the same. However, if you slide your finger up, now there's, say, it's 30% and 70%. You pluck that string on the longer end, and you pluck the string on the lower, shorter end, makes a different sound. But the difference is the two together adds up to one fundamental, and that's what the idea behind this is. It's the inverse. That was a big thing that I learned from that book. It's all about the inverse. So this whole imagine on a site, on a sentence or a word, you can apply something that's going to register on this matrix. And then when it's all said and done, you can play the article or you can play the book as if it were music. So it's reading, it's narrating, but with the narration, the notes are playing. You're actually playing the words. You get it? Oh man, I don't know if I could take that down. I'm leaving this up. I'm sorry, but it's too special to me. All these Post-its. Here's a text I have. Never create without an audience. Never consume without taste. I mean, I don't know if I agree with that, but at the time it's worth putting up. Just a little, I won't try and explain them all. I'll just show them to you. Yeah, you know, a lot of this stuff, some of the stuff, it's not worth reading. Does that make sense now? Hope you appreciate me sharing that. I have this on the site. Or this way. This is something I was playing with. Okay, I'll leave that up there. So, I mean, my wife is gonna have different ideas, but I want to leave that there because it really is. That's when I was really at the pinnacle of this. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of work, but I loved it. This could still persist. This could live on at some point. All right, let's move on. Here's the last. Now these, I can make a whole video. I think I forgot. I think I deleted by accident. I don't even remember what they're called. I think it's on my website. I literally was possessed when I drew this. I didn't think to myself, I'm going to draw something today. No, I literally hope I have I don't know where they are. So these are the originals. So I was drawing. I can't remember which one I did first. I think it was the female. I think it was the female. So I started drawing. And then, oh shit, I'm running out of room. Tear it out of the book, the sketchbook, you know. You know. It should be like that. And then you'll notice, I don't know if you can see the crease. You know what? See the crease? Because initially I had this bent. So the canvas can be configured depending on what you want to do. So because the middle one is what I had it in, but then you could do it as a heart. That's what the creases are for. And then the figure eight, which just means you would just crease it on both sides and just kind of pinch them together and make like a figure eight, an infinity symbol. So this was meant to be, yeah. Lost this tackiness. Here, I'll put this here actually. So. Stupid light. Pretty intense, huh? Yeah, look at that. Like, I honestly don't know. I know what this is. I forgot. I just got reminded. I'm gonna put it in here so I don't forget again. Imagine this just spilling out of your head and then connecting back to the back of your head. Kind of like it's what I imagine the devil looks like. Instead of like horns, no, it's this. That's the devil's horns, just spilling, torture, just torture. Look, absolute torture. And then the head is the dense orb, the density. I might ask my friend to draw that, if I remember. So it's really crazy. I don't know. Man, it's nuts that I'm doing this, to be honest. The paper is very thin because it's such a large format. Just don't want to wreck it. Run it out of room. Just let me. When did I do that? Oh, did I cut that? I forgot about that. Okay, I'm gonna roll this up. use a rubber band for the time being. And it just broke. Just broke. Let's try this one. Got another one. There you go. Look at that wall. Look at that wall. It's like a, I don't know. So this and this is next. But you know, chipping away. And okay, well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.